Glory to Ukraine, glory to brave Ukrainian army. We will definitely win. Today I'd like you to show my Olivia Rose Austin. This is one of the most prominent, most resistant, most hardy rose in my garden. And as far as I see from the description, official information from David Austin website, this is its general characteristics. This variety is definitely very hardy. It's resistant to main rose diseases, and it has very great characteristics of grow habits, of generosity, of flowering, blooming, etc. It grows in my garden from the autumn 20, and I am very happy that I selected it and planted it, and it impressed me even in the second season already, but from year to year it impressed me more and more. Its color is soft pink, mild pink. It can be more intense while opening on the while it starts to open, or even in bud stage. And then the more flower opens, the more lighter and softer pink it became. And in the full opening, it is very, very light, tender, soft pink. It is the bush itself very generous. The blooming of the bush is long-lasting, and it starts pretty early and it ends pretty late. One of the earliest variety and one of the latest variety, which flowers till the end maybe of the season. Of course, it depends on weather conditions, because it likes and it is recommended to be planted on the sunny place, under the direct sun, not in the shade areas. It can be in partially shaded areas, but definitely recommended to be the full sun exposure. And in case weather is sunny without any additional humidity and pretty warm, it will show you the best of these characteristics. Flowers will be perfect quality by their look, by their life on the bush, and you will be impressed by this variety. Bush itself, it is very very generous, very branchy. It is not so wide. It is pretty not so compact, of course, because it is declared that it may have 110 centimeters high and long and wide. And in my garden it is I think it is, but there are some branches which are already more than declared parameter in the height. But in general the bush the bush view, it is pretty compact and pretty not spreading, but directly looking, and vertical habit of growth. You can see how it is looking while this is the second wave, and I think this is almost peak of the second wave, because we have there will be maybe at least a week of good weather conditions, of pretty sunny, pretty heat, 30 degrees Celsius every day, without any rains, without any thunderstorms. At night we will have I think 17-19 degrees, which is also pretty comfortable for such plant as a rose, and it is showing and it is blooming its best condition and best state for the second wave. You can see how it is generously covered by the flowers. Flowers, they are They are mostly growing in clusters. Clusters not so big, not so generous, 3 to 5, and even some a single flower on the branch, but most cases they are clusters. The life of separate of each flower separately, it's not so long. It may last maybe 3 to 5 days. But to speak about the wave, separate wave, it will be very long lasting. And you see that even if there are a lot of flowers already blooming, there are still in every cluster there are still buds, and not so small quality, of course. So they will be opening one by one. So some flowers will finish their life already for this season, and other ones will be opened. You can see that there are even smaller buds, there are bigger buds. So this wave will last, I predict, even months. Of course, it will depend on the weather, because last September it was very rainy and very cold. So all flowers, all varieties, all roses, almost all except a couple of them, they were spoiled by this humidity and these cold conditions, and they finished blooming season pretty earlier than I expected, because in general in Ukraine September is also very good and very good months for our roses. They are blooming through the whole Ukraine, and in some Ukrainian regions like southern or more western, they are blooming even in November, right? We have such regions, and of course it depends on the variety, not the whole rose garden blooming, but in general you may even have some varieties blooming till November and in November. This Olivia Rose, it has a pretty good fragrance. It is characterized as light to mild, but I can smell it and I can feel it pretty good. Of course, this is not the wave, but in case directly smell the flower, you will definitely feel this fragrance. I like its combination of its leaves in deep green color. It's not glossy one, more matte one, and I like such combination, and it is very, very good with color of the rose, of the flowers itself. And as you can see, this bush, it is hard to spoil by some incorrect cuttings. It will be always generous. After the spring cutting, after the summer cutting, it will still grow generous bush. It will still grow very, very wide bush, and it will be a lot of blooming on the bush, long-lasting blooming. So yeah, one of the favorite varieties. I'm not sure whether it can be grown in pots, because a lot of varieties are not recommended, but there are statements on the official websites, like David Austin Roses, that they could be planted in pots. But in my garden, almost all of the roses, they are grown in ground, not in the pots, not in the containers. And I see that they love this, of course. So yeah, Olivia Rose, this variety will show its best even during the first season, but definitely during the next season, the second season in your garden, you will be impressed how it's quickly grown, how it's generously grown, and how it's generously blooming. I think it could be greatly combined with perennials. And I see here perennials in purple color, in violet color. I do not combine personally, because here I accented to the roses, to the number of roses, to the different varieties. As far as I have very rich collection of roses, so I do not, I practice to plant some perennials, but in general my roses, they are living by themselves. and there are a lot of them. In case you have this variety, please share your thoughts, your impressions, and specify the country and region where you live and where your Olivia lives. I would be very grateful. And I think this variety was also but I think all varieties were loved by the creator, David Austin, right? And this one, Olivia Rose, it was named after the daughter of David Austin Jr. and granddaughter of David Austin Sr. So I think this is also good specification. And by the way, yes, about resistance. In my garden now, a lot of varieties, they are impacted by mildew and by black spot. But this one, Olivia, this is one of maybe 10, maybe 15 among 200 plus roses. It's completely healthy and it's completely in leaves. So I must admit that in my garden, yeah, this is definitely confirmation of its good and excellent resistance to diseases. Of course, during humidity, in case now weather were very humid, every day raining, then flowers, yeah, they would not look so excellent. They would definitely be not so good. They could have these brown edges, and they were not so floristics looking. But now weather is perfect, and it's perfect time to just to receive the joy while looking at blooming. And thanks to the weather essence, to our army, to our defenders, we can receive at least small of joy and be near our flowers, at least me. Yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for sharing your thoughts. Stand with Ukraine. Till the next video, and bye.